who just joined us yesterday, is a learned member of the faculty and indeed has earned a title as a professor and in tune with established conventions of the House. I pray that you direct that same be captured accordingly, if it pleases you. Speaker, I so submit. Thank you.
Honorable member, there are other professors of the House. Look at their names per the order paper and tell me why it is indicated Professor, Doctor.
Speaker, with evidence, Professor Kingsley Nyaku's professorial title has been captured here appropriately. And so, likewise, many other doctors have been captured.
Very well. Table office, take note. Well, I would advise the honorable member, if you still want your title, then you have to write to inform the table office accordingly, because the table office captured what is contained on the writ that was transmitted to Parliament, and they have no authority to add any title to the name apart from the way it came from the Electoral Commission. So if you want your title to be used, please notify the table office. Yes?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, although I was present yesterday, I have been captured as absent. That is page 2. My name is not.
Very well. Table office, take note. Yes?
Mr. Speaker, I was also present yesterday and responded present to my name when the roll was called. Yet, page 4, which should bear my name, does not.
Table office, take note. Any further observation up to page 4? Page 5. Page 6. Page 7. Yes. Let me start from here.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, page 7, under item number 7, the last wording, we have by-election, which was won by Ali Dusedu on Tuesday, 23rd September, 2025 was submitted. If you take the first part on the Akwitia, which was held on 2nd September 2025, was captured and across all their consistency of the year. So I'll plead with the House to add 2025 to it. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Very well, table office, take note. Add 2025 after September. Yes, Honorable Professor Kingsley Nyaku.
Mr. Speaker, thanks for indulging me. And with respect, I remember when I got my associate professorial title, I had to write. So the clerks at table, I write that my very good friend and former colleague Alidu has to write. But if you go to page 8, under item 8, Mr. Bernard Bediakon Bedu and Professor Alidu Seidu Mahama. So there should be some form of consistency. We are saying he should write. In another breath, you've captured Prof here. So, but on page 6, names number 55, Jasau Godfred Seidu, Mr. Speaker, and Opoku Davis answer number 74, and Suparu Muhammad Adams, number 85. I remember that I saw them here yesterday. As for Opoku Davis and San OPK, he was sitting close to me, he was here. So I'll respectfully submit that their names are deleted from those who were absent and placed under those who were present. As for Opoku Davis, I'm convinced I saw him. But Jesau and Suparu, I think I saw them, but we can still check. They're all here, right? So it means that my memory is not fading.
Kindly cross-check.
Thank you. Then also on this page 7, under item 7, the last sentence by Ali Duseidu Mahama on Tuesday, 23rd September, we should also include the year 2025. It was omitted. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
That correction has been done.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
My learned friend.
Yeah,
Table of Office, take notes. Page 8. Page 9. Page 10. Page 11. Yes, page 10.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Page 10 under VI, the spelling of Beijing, China, there is an omission of G. And if I check, I think Beijing has G at the end.
You are right, Table of Office, take note. Thank you very much. Yes?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, under V, on the same page, dated Friday, 19th August. Mr. Speaker, if you check, Friday was 19th September, rather. So I want to believe they were trying to say 19th September and then instead have the 19th August.
Yes,
so
I recall this correction was made yesterday. So Table of Office, take note. Page 11. Yes.
Thank you,
Honorable
Mr.
Minister.
Speaker.
Yes.
At page 7, I'm Rachel Ama Owusuya. I was present, but my name is omitted.
Table of Office, take note.
Thank you.
Page 11. Yes, Honorable Kinsley Nyako, first.
Mr. Speaker, page 11, item 12, recognition of visitors. The numbering, we have A, B, B. So the third B should be deleted and C rather captured. And again, on the same C, constituents of Tamale Central constituents led by Husseini Yusuf. Names have some symbolic meanings. Asif Husseini, F-U-S-E-I. No, here is F-U-S-E-N-I. But Husseini should have an I after the E. But I might be wrong, so I would like the table office to check if the I after E was
Husseini should have what?
I'm saying that normally Husseini is F-U-S-E-I-N-I. But here, the I after E is omitted. And I'm saying that I might be wrong, but...
Are you talking about the item 12C?
12C, yeah.
But how come I have the I?
Sorry?
I have the I.
I don't have the I. Mr. Speaker, maybe check well, because I have F-U-S-E-N-I. Not maybe you are looking at the I after N. I'm talking about I after E.
Well, I will just direct table office to cross-check the spelling of the name, how they write Husseini, whether it is E-I.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Page 12. Yes?
Sorry, still
Honorable Alhaji.
Still on page 11, number 12A. Staff and students of Tamale Senior High School from Sagnaro. It's supposed to be Sagnaro constituency. Tamale Senior High School is in Sagnaro constituency and not Tamale Central. Thank you.
You are right. Thank you. Page 12. Page 13. 14. 15. Yes, Honorable Frank Afriye.
Speaker, thank you so much. Page 15, item 2, under attendance, IV. Speaker, I propose that we delete the word ME and insert MR. I guess it should be Mr., but not me. Thank you.
Very well. Table office, take note. Page 16. Honourable members, the vote and proceedings of Tuesday, 21st October 2025, as corrected, is hereby adopted as the true record of proceedings. Honourable members, we have two official reports. Official report of 30th July 2025 and official reports of 21st July 2025. The official report of 20th July 2025 is under correction. Any corrections, honourable members? Honourable members, in the absence of any correction in the official reports of Wednesday, 30th July 2025 is hereby adopted as the true record of proceedings. Now, official report of 31st July 2025 under correction. Any correction, honourable members? Honourable members, in the absence of any correction, the official reports of Thursday, 31st July 2025 is hereby adopted as the true record of proceedings. Yes, Majority Leader. Very well.
Yeah.
Yes, Honourable Habib.
Mr. Speaker, just before the Majority Leader come in, I have observed that there is some missing bills in the order paper. Mr. Speaker, yesterday, 21st October, yesterday Tuesday, we had some two bills under 11A on page 3 of yesterday order paper, the Property Right of the Spousal Bill 2025, and then B, the Human Sexual Rights and Family Value Bill 2025. Mr. Speaker, today, order paper, the Human Sexual Rights and Family Value Bill 2025, LBGT, is confusedly missing in the order paper. Mr. Speaker, we are aware that this is new to this parliament, but it's not new to the House. In the 8th Parliament, we know that the bill elapsed, and that is why yesterday it was reintroduced. And Mr. Speaker, speaking with some of the sponsors of the bill, they indicated that they have satisfied under Order 186, and they appear before the committee, able chaired by you. They were informed, and we are all aware how an item can get onto the order paper. It means that it might have gone through all the process, and if they satisfy under Order 186, and then Speaker is being advised, and it has been sent to the clerk at table, and today, the LGBTQ bill is missing. Mr. Speaker, it is a serious matter because we cannot yesterday have bills advertised on the order paper, and today, same bills have been missing without anything being explained to anybody. We, the leadership of the minority here, we are not aware as to why it has not been captured in today's order paper. Neither are the sponsors on the bills have been done. Now, Mr. Speaker, you know this is a serious matter. I have raised this last meeting where two men were kissing at the Independence Square. It is a serious matter. So this LBGT bill cannot be taken out from the order paper. And it cannot be taken out. And I don't think my colleagues from the other side is now against the LBT, because they were the serious promoters of it. They advocated for it, and they wanted it to be done. So if it is being introduced, I don't know why now it is being missing. Now, Mr. Speaker, the clerk at table, even though they cannot speak at this point, but the majority leader is there. It needs to be directed that this bill needs to be captured, because the bill
the bills have been captured. Last time, Sam George, Roxanne, H.A. Dafiamapo, and the rest were the sponsors of this bill and serious advocates about this bill. And Ghana is turning into something else, where you can just see people kissing at Independence Square, men holding hands everywhere, and yet we are introducing bill into this parliament, and then it has been taken off. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm drawing your attention to this serious thing, and I think that the right thing needs to be done. It should be recaptured as it was captured, and yesterday it has a blend of both sides. We have about 8 sponsors. We have Honorable Reverend Tim Fojo, who had appeared before the committee under Order 186. We have Sam George. We have Honorable Bejra. We have Helen Tosso. We have Honorable Nuruddin. We have Vincent Ekosofwa. We have Honorable Lawyer Hassan Tampuli. We have Rita Na Adesowa. We have Dr. Tia Kabiru. And then we have Honorable Antonemia. These are the sponsors of the bill. And it was captured, but now I don't even understand. Even when you look at the sponsors, it means that the minority side, we have sponsored the bill more than the majority side, if you count the number. So obviously, I don't know the hypocrisy, whether you are now, is this the case that you are now against it? I don't know whether the majorities are now against the bill. So, Mr. Speaker, I think this matter needs to be looked at and it needs to be addressed. And, Mr. Speaker, there must be an order paper addendum to capture this, because the first reading must be done today. We must do the first reading today. So there must be an order, direct and order paper addendum to be done
Honorable
to capture
Habib.
this bill. Then we can be able to make sure that
Habib.
the matter is settled. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Habib, what is order paper? Within our rules.
I am not going to involve in an argument, a debate with you, Mr. Speaker, with respect. I have raised my concern, addressed my concern, and direct that an order paper addendum should actually be done. Mr. Speaker, I will not be in that tete-a-tete with you with respect to your chair, and I will not be involved in that. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Majority Leader. Yes, Honorable Majority Leader.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, yesterday we observed that some bills were advertised. They were the Property Rights of Spouses Bill, and then also the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill. And at conclave, we drew the attention of the Right Honorable Speaker to these 2 bills that were advertised. The clerk was there. I think you were also the Right Honorable Speaker. So when we drew the attention of the Speaker to the advertisement, he indicated that he did not recall approving that it should be advertised. And the clerk told me that he thought the bills had gone through the processes. But Speaker said, well, you have to bring me the evidence, because I don't recall approving that these 2 bills should be advertised. We indicated that we thought that the bills had been passed by this House already and had been sent to the presidency for assent. And so we didn't see the need to reconsider a bill that has already been passed by this House, waiting for presidential assent, unless the constitutional procedure for returning the bill to us is complied with by the President, for us to reconsider and then use our 2/3 majority to approve the bill, even if the presidency had some issues with it. So Speaker then actually instructed the clerk to reconsider his action. I believe it is in that spirit that today the table office did not advertise that bill. I recall that in relation to item 1, Property Rights of Spouses Bill, Speaker was actually more disposed towards that, because he did recall his decision on that particular one. And then we indicated that government was also working on a similar issue. And therefore, there was a need for some engagement so that both the private members who were proposing the bill and the Attorney General could reconcile positions on the matter, and then we could all participate in taking that on board. So that was the conversation that took place yesterday with the Right Honorable Speaker in the presence of the clerk. Unfortunately, both of them are not available today. Speaker has traveled, and then the clerk has also traveled, and I think that is why the table office has safely taken it out. But when the Speaker returns, and then the clerk also returns, at the level of leadership, we can go and engage him and then agree legally what the position is. I'm saying that, Mr. Speaker, I'm trying to.
Honorable members,
Yes.
I was at the pre-sitting.
He was there
yesterday. So
He was there.
Please.
I am reporting accurately. I am reporting accurately what happened. Yes. So I plead with you. Let us. We agree that we'll try and then transact business expeditiously. And so, Mr. Speaker, I want to vary the order of business. Why are you obstructing me? Why are you obstructing me? Why are you obstructing me? No,
Honorable Minority Leader, with all due respect, yes, you are not in charge.
Yes. Yes.
With all due respect. So as to whether it is done or it is not done, is not within your domain. With all due respect.
So, Mr. Speaker, I want us to vary the order of business and commence public business, present some papers, and then we can then go back to statements. So, Mr. Speaker, if we may take item 8A, item 8A, and then item 8B. The Minister for Education is here. Minister for Education is here. He has a very, very urgent business outside the house, but I had to call him to come and then lay the papers so that we can proceed. So, Minister for Education is here. If we can take item 8B, he will just lay, and we can get back to this
Honorable Majority Leader. Well, we are talking about matters that happened at pre-sitting. Were you there? Honorable Ntim Fojo, we are talking about matters that happened at pre-sitting. Were you there? Yes, Minority Leader. Yes, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, with respect.
Minority Leader, before you come in, honorable members, with all due respect, pre-sitting has a reason. Today, I recall that I took the trouble to explain what the Majority Leader has just said to Honorable Habib. Honorable Patricia Piaget was there. We all know under the new standing order, the procedure for introducing a private member's bill has changed because of the constitutional imperative in Article 108 of the Constitution. At the end of the day, for a private member's bill to be introduced, the Speaker has a say. Therefore, if a bill, private member's bill, is scheduled on the order paper, and the Speaker, who is to give an approval, express a dissatisfaction that he has not given an approval to such bill, and the clerk admitted that that was in an error. Honorable members, the honorable thing to do is for them to wait until the final approval. Honourable members, the committee that look at this private members' bill was chaired by me, and we have written our report to Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker must look at our report, give consideration to it, and give go-ahead before the bill can be programmed. I was at the pre-sitting with Mr. Speaker yesterday, and when the interest was expressed, the clerk did the honorable thing. This clearly cannot be a matter of debate. So administrative error can be corrected administratively. So nobody is saying the bill will not be carried out. Honourable members, so if this explanation is given at conclave, this cannot be a subject matter of debate at plenary. Honourable members, I intend not to open debate on this matter. Item Honourable members, item numbered 8B. Yes, Honourable Minority Leader, what do you have to say?
Mr. Speaker, we are in here to accord you every respect. We will assist you in this house. Mr. Speaker, we are in this political act together. And this thing happening today is posterity in action. I was there. I was there. We were in government. And our friends knew the views of stakeholders in the governance of this country on this matter. And they were clear in their ambush. Now, the chickens have come home to roost. They have come home. Please. Only yesterday, when we were raising this issue, Mr. Speaker, you were saying that the bill must pass. Now you are in government, you are in the hot seat. When the IMF, the World Bank, IPU threatening, you are now running away, you are saying procedure. Which mistake? There was nothing administratively in error. I dare say for the records. You force LGBT on the throat of the Akufo-Addo government. Today, you don't want LGBT. You would want it. Mube pepa. Mube pepa papa papa. You use it to win election. Now, when your stakeholders, the international community is warning you, you want to run away. Run to where? You now see governance. You are in the kitchen, you see the heat. I was there. We will plead with you. Let's manage this situation. You say no. Remember that hot afternoon? Agboja, as a chief whip. You remember that hot afternoon? When you suffocated me with third reading. You are laughing. Mr. Speaker, this bill.
What is the meaning of what you said?
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sometimes when I look at majority leader, it's not easy. It's not easy. Mr. Speaker, what I'm trying to tell them is that, you see, when they were in opposition, they forced this bill on us. Even when it was in court, they say the bill must be signed into law. We heard President Mahama, His Excellency. He said, oh, the bill, he's seen it, but he's referring it to the Attorney General. That was January. And then there would be, they will look at the very clauses, the aspect of criminalizing it and bringing a conviction and sentencing where the person must suffer a jail term. The very thing that you wanted it, he said, oh, they have to look at it and change it. Mr. Speaker, today,
Honorable Minority
Mr. Speaker,
Leader.
let me land with respect.
Yes, but don't forget that
Mr.
at the
Speaker, stay
material
away from
time
this debate.
that
Let us
this
finish.
bill was being considered, I was the ranking member for Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. And I recall that the bill that was passed, there is nothing criminal.
Mr. Speaker,
we took out the criminal element at the committee sitting.
Mr. Speaker, with respect. Mr. Speaker, let me help. Let me refresh our memory. Mr. Speaker, I was a leader of government business. I brought an amendment. My amendments were rejected. Mr. Speaker, the bill was suffocating government at the time. We were in difficult situation. We pleaded with our colleagues that please, let's manage this situation. They said no. Today, you are in government. You realize that you don't need LGBT. You see, this is like a scorpion sitting on a shivling. That scorpion, you place it on that shivling. That scorpion, that LGBT scorpion, you place it on that shivling. Whether you like it or not, you like it. Majority Leader, you stay away from this matter. You've had your bite. Mr. Speaker, it's okay. Leader, you say Mr. Speaker is not around. You say the clerk to Parliament is not around. I would oblige you. Now, Sasabun some cry 1,000 years. Mr. Speaker will come next week.
But you are offending our rules.
Mr. Speaker, I'm explaining.
Whatever you say,
I will translate.
You have to translate.
Mr. Speaker, even if we give them 1,000 years, 1,000 years will come.
Very well.
So, leader of government, it's okay. It's okay. What do you want to say again? You want to do your variation of order. You want to vary. You supported, you were in the middle bank. You were their chief legal advisor. You supported it. Now you are running away. Mr. Speaker, it's okay. It's okay. Mr. Speaker will come next week. Reverend, definitely next week will come. God will give us life. Whether you like it or not, that bill, you pass it. And use your super majority to reject it. The education minister needs grants. He needs foreign aid. He needs support for his ministry. Now, do you like LGBT or not? You are vying for vice. You are vying for running mate. Do you like LGBT or not? Say it. Let's hear you on record. Education minister, you want a woman to be president. Possibly you be the vice president. Do you want LGBT? Say it. What is your position? Declare your position, Minister of Education. Sit.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the track record of the NDC in this matter is very clear. Mr. Speaker, history will bear testimony that as far back as when the late President John Evans Atta Mills was president, and the United Kingdom government tried to get us to get us to be favorable towards certain legislation. We resisted, we rejected, and we stood our grounds. So I can assure you, and I can assure every Ghanaian, that under the watch of the NDC government, this practice will not be allowed. I am saying that under the watch of the NDC government, this practice will not be allowed. Mr. Speaker, so far as I'm concerned, even when we were a minority, we succeeded in passing this bill. And so far as the records will bear it, the bill has been passed. All that we're saying is that, so far as we are concerned, this House passed the bill. This House passed the bill. But I've just said it, that this House passed the bill. Mr. Speaker, we'll wait for Speaker to return. We will wait for Speaker to return and give directions in this matter. I crave your indulgence. If we can take item 8B, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, item numbered 8B.
Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the St. Teresa College of Education for the year 2024. Annual statement by the Audit Committee of Al Farouk College of Education for the year 2024. Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the Tamale Technical University for the year 2024. Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the St. John Bosco College of Education, Navrongo, for the year 2024.
Honourable members, the item numbered 8B, I, and IV are duly presented and referred to Committee on Education for consideration and report. Yes, Majority Leader.
Let's take item number 8A. 8A, the Minister is here.
Item numbered 8A, Minister for Energy and Green Transition.
Petroleum agreement among the Government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, and Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GMPC Exploration and Production Limited Company, and TriStar Upstream Oil and Gas Limited for the exploration, development, and production operations in Ghana Western Basin Block 1.
Honourable members, the agreement has been duly presented and it is referred to the Committee on Energy for consideration and report.
Mr. Speaker, the Minister for Justice and Attorney General is not immediately available, so I'm craving your indulgence if the Minister for Energy and Green Transition can just lay the report of the Human Rights Commission on behalf of the Minister for Justice.
Yes, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, the Minister responsible for Justice cannot be busy more than the chamber. This morning he was doing press conference. Every day press conference, but he can't come to the chamber to prosecute his own business. Mr. Speaker, they must bring the Attorney General to lay the paper. So for that one, Mr. Speaker, there are other things that we can do. Let's do those who are here. Those who are here, we should do it. Call the Attorney General. He should come here. He has finished his press conference. He should come here and do the right thing.
I see that the press conferences of the Attorney General is really worrying you. Please, can we just lay his report?
Yes, Minister for Energy and Green Transition. You may do so.
Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice.
Honourable members, the report is duly presented and it is referred to the Committee on Constitutional and Legal.
Honourable Speaker, if we can take 8D.
Item numbered 8D.
Mr. Speaker, the majority leader can do it on their behalf. Yes, majority leader can do it on behalf of the chairman of the committee.
Honourable members, report is duly presented and it is for distribution to honourable members. Yes, Majority Leader.
No, Speaker, I think for today that is it. But yesterday you agreed to allow the Honourable Zaneto to make a statement on maritime security. I was told she was around. She's here. So if we can go back to statements, Mr. Speaker.
Very well. Honourable members, item numbered 6. Statement. Honourable members, before then, indulge me to acknowledge our revered students visiting us today. We have Gracefield Basic School, led by Regina Efu, administrator, Adentang constituency. They are 80 in numbers. We also have Akronso MA Basic School, led by Intifo Sifas, head teacher. They are from Ebuakwa South. They are 63 in number. On behalf of Parliament of the Republic of Ghana, you are most welcome. May you have a fruitful visit to Parliament of Ghana. You can resume your seat. Honourable members, I have in my hands statement or a tribute to the late Honourable Lawyer Alfred Kwame Agbashi, former Member of Parliament for Ashaman constituency, to be taken by Honourable Dr. Ernest Henry Nogbe. Honourable, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with a heavy heart and deep sense of loss, I rise to pay tribute to a remarkable son of the Ashama constituency, a distinguished lawyer, an exemplary legislator, a faithful servant of the people, and above all, a man whose life radiates kindness, humility, and devotion to the service of humanity. The late Honorable Agbesi, as I stand in the shoes he once filled, I am humbled by the weight of his legacy and the magnitude of his contributions to this constituency and our beloved nation. Born with a passion for justice and humanity, Honorable Agbesi lived a purposeful life anchored on service, empathy, and fairness. As a lawyer, he carried his profession with dignity and used it as a tool for social transformation. As a politician, he gave meaning to leadership by listening to the people, standing with the vulnerable, and representing Ashama with unyielding commitment to progress and peace. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Alfred Agbesi served 3 terms as a member of Parliament for the good people of Ashaman on the ticket of the NDC. Throughout his years in this august house, he distinguished himself as a principled, calm, and thoughtful legislator who placed national interest above partisanship. His contributions to debate were always marked by insight, legal depth, and an unpretentious desire to make laws that uplifted the living conditions of ordinary Ghanaians. Honorable Agbesi's parliamentary career was marked by significant milestones that brought honor to Ashama and Ghana. He served with distinction as Deputy Majority Leader of the 6th Parliament under the John Dramani Mahama administration, demonstrating exceptional leadership in steering the legislative agenda of this House. His wisdom and counsel were sought after by colleagues across party lines. Beyond our national borders, he represented Ghana in the ECOWAS Parliament in 2009 and 2013, contributing his voice to regional discussions that shaped West Africa's future. He was a firm believer in the ideals of democracy, development, and social justice. In committees, he worked with diligence and decorum. In plenary, he spoke with clarity and conviction. Honorable Agbesi was never loud, yet his words carried weight. He was never confrontational, yet his presence commanded respect. His colleagues on both sides of the aisle admired him for his calm disposition, his sense of humor, and his ability to bring people together even in moments of heated political divisions. But beyond politics, Mr. Speaker, Honorable Agbesi was a man of the people, a father, a mentor, a friend, and a listening leader. He was deeply loved by the people of Ashama because he lived among them, shared in their joys and burdens, and gave selflessly of what he had. His door was always opened, his hand was always extended to help, whether it was struggling students seeking assistance, a widow in need of comfort, or a youth yearning for direction. Honorable Agbesi made everyone feel seen, heard, and valued. He was, in every sense, a bridge builder between the young and old, the rich and poor, the political and the ordinary. His humility endeared him to all, and his generosity became a lifeline for many. Indeed, his legacy in Ashama will forever be remembered, not only in the project he championed or the development initiatives he led, but in the countless lives he touched with compassion and sincerity. Mr. Speaker, the people of Ashama have lost a father figure. The National Democratic Congress has lost a loyal stalwart. Ghana has lost a fine gentleman whose patriotism, discipline, and sense of duty reflected the best of our democratic values. Yet, even in our sorrow, we celebrate the fullness of his life, a life lived for others, a journey marked by service, and a faith anchored in hope. The late Honorable Alfred Agbesi leaves behind an enduring example that leadership is not about power or titles, but about humility, humanity, and heart. Mr. Speaker, as we bid farewell to Honorable Lawyer Alfred Kwame Agbesi, we do not merely mourn a political leader, we celebrate a life beautifully lived in service to others. As his successor and as one of the many who benefited from his wisdom and mentorship, I stand here today to say Ashama remembers you, Ghana honors you, your legacy lives on. To his beloved family, we extend our deepest condolences. May you find comfort in the knowledge that Honorable Agbesi's labor or love was not in vain. His footprints are deeply engraved in the story of Ashaman, in the records of Parliament, and in the hearts of all who knew him. Mr. Speaker, in the words of the Apostle Paul, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Indeed, Honorable Alfred Kwame Agbesi fought well, served well, and loved deeply. May his gentle soul rest in perfect peace. Farewell, Honorable Alfred Kwame Agbesi, servant of the people, friend of Ashaman, and faithful son of Ghana. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. I will then open the floor for comment. Yes, Honorable Bajira.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. And also, let me thank my colleague, Honorable Dr. Ernest Nogbe, the Member of Parliament for Ashiama, for this tribute. Mr. Speaker, in 2009, when we came to this house, we met the late Honorable Alfred Agbesi, who we all know hails from the Volta region, but a Member of Parliament for the people of Ashiama, as well as the good people of the Greater Accra region. Mr. Speaker, one thing, a remarkable thing about the late Honorable Agbesi is the fact that he's a jovial person. He doesn't think this to heart at all. When there's an issue, he wants us to resolve it once and for all. Even though he was a Member of Parliament for the good people of Ashama, he has not forgotten about his root of being from the Volta region, more especially from the Southtown district. When, Mr. Speaker, he has decided not to go again and left, we were thinking that because he's a very experienced person, being the deputy majority leader at that time, and a lawyer, of course, we thought he could come and serve in the Volta region in the North Southtown area. But when we approached him, he told us point blank that I've done my best for this nation, and it's time for me to rest. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Agbesi, we all know, especially those of us who were here since 2000, who met him here in 2009, know very well that he has credited himself very well. There was no scandal on Honorable Agbesi. You can go to him as a majority leader, deputy majority leader in his office, and he's open to receive you, especially with a young one, and to lead us as to what to do in the House. We've lost a great man. The party has lost an astute politician, and Ghana has lost, indeed, a member who credited himself well in this chamber. On that note, Mr. Speaker, I thank you so much, and I wish the families well. We'll all be there on Saturday to pay him farewell. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Bajra. Honorable members, I then move to take a statement standing in the name of Honorable Dr. Zaneto. You have the floor.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker, for the opportunity to make a statement on piracy, maritime crime, and maritime domain awareness and the need to domesticate UNCLOS. Today, I rise to make a statement to draw the attention of this august House to the growing threat posed by piracy and maritime crime in the Gulf of Guinea, the urgent need to strengthen our maritime domain awareness, and the critical importance of reforming legislature and institutional coordination in protecting Ghana's territorial waters and strategic interests, including the blue economy. The year 2023 marked a decade since the signing of the Yaoundé Code of Conduct. It is a regional framework developed to prevent and suppress illegal maritime activities in the region and, in general, enhance maritime security in West and Central Africa. Ghana is part of the sub-region Zone F under this framework, which also includes Côte d'Ivoire, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Burkina Faso. Zone F is managed by the Multinational Maritime Coordination Center, with its headquarters located in Accra, precisely the Christiansborg Castle, Osu, in the Klote-Kole constituency, which I have the honor of representing in this House. Despite Ghana's prominent position, Mr. Speaker, our domestic legislative and institutional framework remain inadequate to match the scale and complexity of the maritime crime threat, which has transnational dimensions to it and also a direct impact on our national security. Some of the challenges Ghana faces are as follows. Ghana has still not completely domesticated the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, the principal international legal framework for maritime governance. The definition of piracy under the Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 29, Section 193, is inconsistent with the Article 101 of UNCLOS, which has resulted in our inability to successfully prosecute acts of piracy under our laws. Lack of clear regulations and sanctions in place to address issues of crime at anchorage, especially since Ghana is both a coastal and a port state. Ghana does not currently have a standalone maritime offences law, the absence of which means that prosecuting for piracy and other maritime crimes is hampered by ability to respond swiftly and effectively, but it also undermines our commitments under international law. Our maritime insecurity arises from increased transnational organized crime, illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing, environmental crimes and environmental degradation, disappearing biodiversity, and effects of climate change, to name a few. Some of the maritime crimes include piracy, armed robbery at sea, illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing, drug trafficking, human trafficking, oil bunkering, and smuggling. And this requires harmonized legal responses across various jurisdictions. Without the domestication of UNCLOS and other relevant instruments, Ghana remains vulnerable to these offenses and prolonged legal proceedings that benefit perpetrators of crime. Mr. Speaker, piracy and maritime crime have direct and tangible impacts on Ghana's economy and the well-being of our citizens. One of the most significant but often overlooked effects is the elevated cost of maritime insurance premiums for vessels traversing the Gulf of Guinea. Because of our maritime corridor, which is considered a high-risk zone, shipping companies are charged higher insurance rates. These costs are ultimately transferred to the Ghanaian consumers in the form of higher prices for imported goods, including food, fuel, machinery, and pharmaceuticals. In other words, Mr. Speaker, the insecurity in our waters is quietly taxing every household in Ghana. This means that the cost of living is indirectly inflated due to our inability to fully secure our maritime domain. If we are serious about improving our economy and protecting our borders, we must equally be serious about maritime security. Mr. Speaker, another area that deserves attention is the disconnect between the Yaoundé conduct and, and fishing communities. There is a pressing need for greater inclusion, awareness creation, and sensitivity at the grassroots level. Maritime domain awareness must not be limited to the corridors of power or security sector alone. It must extend to coastal communities who are both stakeholders and, unfortunately, sometimes vulnerable to recruitment by criminal networks. Finally, let us not forget that maritime crimes begin and end on land. The nexus between maritime crime and border transnational threats, including terrorism and organized crime, cannot be ignored. As such, maritime security is not just a naval issue, it's a national security issue. Mr. Speaker, in light of these realities, I would like to recommend some of the urgent strategic actions that this House, courtesy of the Minister of Transport, in collaboration with the relevant ministries, departments, or agencies, submit to the House a bill that will pave the way for the repeal of our current outdated piracy laws and ensure that Ghana is fully compliant with UNCLOS and aligned with regional and global efforts to tackle maritime crime. In the course of my research and inquiries about this statement, I've also learned that steps are being taken to that effect and that Cabinet has given approval for the bill to be laid. I urge the Minister to do so as soon as practical and urge members of the House to support this bill when it does come before the House. I'll also urge the government to consider establishing a fund financed through a portion of port charges to support maritime security enforcement and operations, technological upgrades, community engagement, and coastal surveillance infrastructure. Coastal fishing communities should, in collaboration with traditional leaders in coastal communities, be formally integrated into the National Maritime Security Strategy of the country. This can be via training programs, community-based reporting systems, and economic alternatives for vulnerable coastal youth. Furthermore, I'd like to urge the government to embark on intensive awareness campaigns on the dangers of maritime crime, the importance of legal fishing practices, and the economic value of a secure maritime domain. And finally, to urge the implementation of the National Integrated Maritime Strategy and its implementation plan that were adopted a few years ago. They provide a very good framework for addressing maritime security and ocean governance in general. Mr. Speaker, the time has come for Parliament to show leadership in this area. Let's prioritize the necessary legal reforms and work across the aisle to protect Ghana's economic interests, especially our blue economy, territorial integrity, and the safety of our people. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, our maritime domain is not just a frontier. It is a source of trade, energy, nutrition, and sovereignty. If we're to secure Ghana's future, we must secure our maritime domain. Let's demonstrate leadership in this House through legislative reform, oversight, and a collective sense of urgency in rising to meet this challenge. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Honourable members, statement ably made. It is now for your comment. The floor is now open. Honourable members, in the absence of any comment, I have another statement standing in the name of Charles Forson. Honourable Charles Forson, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise in my capacity as the chairman of the committee on the backbenchers business to make the statement in request. In respect of the 1 hour slot provided under Order 73 of our standing orders for the constitution of backbench business on the last Wednesday of every month. Mr. Speaker, the inclusion of the backbenchers' time in our standing orders represents a significant milestone in strengthening parliamentary democracy and promoting inclusiveness in our deliberations. It acknowledges the backbench members of Parliament it acknowledges that backbenchers members of Parliament can shape the national discourse by bringing forward matters of public interest, concerns, concern, and all legislative importance for debate in this honourable House. Mr. Speaker, as the British political scientist Philip Cole rightly said, allowing backbenchers some influence at Westminster is more than just when they speak. It is also getting the topics they want on the agenda when they want them on the agenda. This insight underscores the very essence of the concept of backbenchers business in our standing orders. Mr. Speaker, it is not merely about offering backbenchers members an opportunity to speak, but also empowering them to shape the parliamentary agenda, ensuring that voices, priorities, and realities of constituents across the country find deliberate space in the business of the House. Mr. Speaker, the Committee on Backbenchers Business was established to facilitate the process by determining the business of backbenchers for each meeting. Each meeting, proposing the business for backbenchers' time and the order in which the business shall be taken, and in consultation with Business Committee, present to the House for consideration a statement on backbenchers' business. Although the committee is yet to fully operationalize its mandate, the committee has been laying the groundwork to activate this important provision. Preparatory work is ongoing to establish the structures and underlines and modalities that will enable meaningful participation by all backbench members in backbench business. Mr. Speaker, given the nature of the parliamentary calendar before us, the committee recognizes that opportunities to schedule backbench business this year are limited. However, Mr. Speaker, the committee is exploring the possibility of using the October and November to pilot 2 backbench debates in consultation with leadership and the Business Committee. Mr. Speaker, this will serve as an important step towards demonstrating how backbench business can enrich our deliberations, reflect public priorities, and deepen the culture of inclusive decision-making. The committee will, in the meantime, continue to develop its operational roadmap and visibility strategy under the theme Backbench Matters to guide its full activation in the next session. Mr. Speaker, the committee therefore encourages all backbench members to prepare and submit proposals for possible consideration as backbench business in upcoming sittings. In doing so, we will be affirming Parliament's commitment to inclusivity, deliberation, and the strengthening of democratic governance. In conclusion thereof, Mr. Speaker, I wish to ensure that this House, that the Committee on Backbenchers Business remains committed to delivering on its mandate. We look forward to working collaboratively with leadership and all members to make backbench business a vibrant, meaningful, and impactful, respected part of our parliamentary practice. Mr. Speaker, I once again thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. It is now for members' comment. Yes, Honorable Kabiru.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the chairman for the Backbencher Committee, a newly established committee of Parliament, brings to the fore certain important matters that are not just affecting the backbenchers, but also the aura of this whole House. Mr. Speaker, a House that has many backbenchers or many first-timers, the use of the word backbenchers has always been associated with timidity, associated with newness, associated with lack of competence. And, Mr. Speaker, it's so unfortunate to know that Honorable Member for Myong and the Honorable Member for Nantong nearly lost their seats by way of by-election when they reported that they were members of the Backbencher Committee, because it brought a lot of public debate in the northern region that their members, for the first time in Parliament, are not given any committee, but they were given a committee of backbenchers. Mr. Speaker, it is the perception of the House outside, of the people outside of the House, that backbenchers committee is meant for people who don't have the capacity to participate in debate. But far from the truth, Mr. Speaker, we will need to rebrand. We will need to rebrand this backbencher committee, and that is essentially what the leader of the committee is doing. Mr. Speaker, there are important issues. Mr. Speaker, there are important issues that we need to face. The time allocated for the backbenchers should not just be that time, but there must be conscious effort that when the Mr. Speaker is on the chair, there should be conscious efforts of catching the eye, your eye catching the back benches. For instance, the honorable member for Binduri is at the far end there. Mr. Speaker, without conscious effort, you will not recognize him. The newly elected member for Tamale Central, Professor Ali Seydou, is behind the wall. Without conscious effort, Mr. Speaker, you will not recognize him. The new member for Akotia, our colleague Enes was even better because he was sitting right behind me. He is sitting right behind the wall. Mr. Speaker, without conscious effort, you will not recognize him. So there's a need behind the pillar. There's a need for, Mr. Speaker, for there to be conscious effort in recognizing backbenchers.
Honourable member, do you mean to say sitting behind the pillar or wall?
Mr. Speaker, I corrected that by saying behind the pillar. Mr. Speaker, as a matter of fact, it's within the walls of Parliament, but he's sitting behind the pillar. So thank you very much for the guidance. I thought that's what Governor Bejia wanted to correct. So, Mr. Speaker, the time allocated for backbenchers or the business of backbenchers must be resourced for the backbenchers to be able to contribute meaningfully to the debate of this House. There's a lot of capacity, Mr. Speaker. The people who are newcomers or the newcomers of this House, they have so much fire in their bellies. They have so much capacity. They have so much talent they want to unleash. But with that opportunity given to them, Mr. Speaker, they will not be able to show to the good people what they have in store. So I'm just urging this House that the statement read by the leader of the backbenchers committee should be taken seriously and consequential direction be made so that that committee to be established, that secretariat would be engaging regularly. For instance, we can organize orientation for our newcomers, our juniors who have just come.
Do you say the committee should be established?
Mr. Speaker, I said the committee intends establishing a secretariat.
Very well.
And that secretariat has to be resourced to be able to do the work as expected. Mr. Speaker, with these few words, I want to thank the leader of the backbenchers for the brilliant statement and to say that at least my honorable colleague from Nontong and Myang, the perception, they should keep that in their heart. The perception that backbenchers is associated with incompetence should be done away with. They are very capable members of Parliament, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Very well. I will give the floor to Honorable Bajra.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me commend the chair of the backbenchers caucus who made a statement on behalf of the members of the backbenchers, and also for the fact that this parliament has established a caucus called the backbenchers caucus. Mr. Speaker, this is for an illustration and for education of the public. Now, when you come to our standing orders, page 2, order 6, it says that a backbencher means a person who has served not more than 2 parliamentary terms and is not a minister of state, part of leadership of the House, or leadership for a committee, except the person or ranking member of the backbenchers committee. So clearly, it is not for first-timers, Mr. Speaker. Backbenchers are for those who even serve more than once, and they are here for the second time. And that they are not either with the extended leadership, that is chairman, ranking members, deputy, or not. So you can be here for 2 terms, you are still a backbencher. Backbencher is a terminology coin we all read Eskime. It's simply to identify a group of people as has been identified by this. Mr. Speaker, order 2, 3, the order that talks about backbenchers. 236 talks about backbenchers. Mr. Speaker, 236 states clearly that the committee on backbenchers businesses comprise the chairperson, ranking member, a vice chairperson, a deputy ranking member, who are backbenchers and are not more than 15 other backbenchers. I've already defined who backbenchers are. The committee, Mr. Speaker, shall determine the business of the backbenchers for each meeting, purpose of the businesses for backbenchers, time and the order in which the business shall be taken. In consultation with the business committee, present to the House for consideration a statement on backbenchers business. Clearly, this parliament has given enough power to members of the backbenchers. You have time that you can even make statements. You can bring issues of public interest, and that is solely limited for backbenchers. And those of us who are here for more than 3 terms will not even have an opportunity to contribute, Mr. Speaker. And so it should be known to all of us that being a backbencher, it is not a sin. It has nothing to do with any, or whether it's derogatory. It has nothing to do with anybody at all. It is just that we also came. You've been here for 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th term, and some are here for the 6th term. So if you are here for the 1st and 2nd term, try and enjoy the backbenchers caucus because it will do you a lot of good. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, honourable member.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me commend our chairperson of Backbenchers Committee for bringing this issue up to the fore. Mr. Speaker, when we came into this house the very first time, we realized from the standing orders that this standing orders has given a lot of clarity to the backbenchers, the scope, what it's supposed to do, as a way of building capacity, training young MPs who have come, and give us opportunity to be able to express ourselves and contribute positively to the business of the House. Mr. Speaker, my senior colleague, Emmanuel Bedra, has given some perspective as to the scope of the composition of backbenchers. And if, as he clearly read, you have backbenchers consisting of 1st and 2nd timers, and so the intention or the impression that backbenchers are solely 1st timers is to be corrected, and I think he has made that very clear. But importantly, it is for good reason that the House created what we call the backbenchers time. The backbenchers time, as you read in the standing orders order 6, says that backbenchers time means a time set aside for backbenchers to make statements, to present petitions, move motions, or initiate private members' bill. So clearly, these are some of the things or the opportunities that are given to backbenchers. My difficulty has been how leadership, if I say leadership, the leader of government business, has not taken much in ensuring that the business of backbenchers are taken into consideration and addressed as. If you look at Order 73, Order 73 says that the House shall allot 1 hour on the last Wednesday of a month for the consideration of determined business for backbenchers. So clearly the standing orders have made provision as to when the backbenchers time is allotted. And over how many months now that we've been in this chamber, that specific last Wednesday time for backbenchers business has not been observed. And it is because reasonably, either the business of the House is overwhelming us, or we have not really seen this provision that is made under this backbenchers time as an opportunity to build up the capacity and the strength of backbenchers. Mr. Speaker, I think from this particular statement that the chairperson of backbenchers committee has brought to the fore, we are going to look actively at it much more. But just Kabiru also indicated, in this House, we have leadership, we have senior members, and we have backbenchers. So as much as possible, we will be looking forward to Speaker allowing backbenchers a little more flexibility. We learn in the course of our engagement in this House, we make mistakes, and then it is on the side of the Speaker and other leadership to guide and build members from the backbench so that reasonably over time, we would all have the ability to do the work and be strong and contribute meaningfully to the business of this House. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, it is my hope that the time allotted for backbenchers, as stipulated in our standing orders, effective this 3rd meeting, would be seriously looked at. We commit ourselves to it. We will push our committee leadership to engage the business committee to make sure that in the course of every month, at least the business of backbenchers is provided. There's clarity as to what we are going to do on that day. And then we build a better and a stronger parliament, starting from the backbench. With these few words, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for the opportunity to contribute to the statement. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Minister responsible for education. I'll come to you, Honorable Minister for Energy.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for the opportunity to contribute to the statement ably made by the Honorable Forson, asking for the Backbenchers Day. And Mr. Speaker, to remind us that all of us entered this house as backbenchers. On your day of entry is your day you are emerging having been elected as Member of Parliament. Mr. Speaker, parliamentary practice, we are told throughout the world, is based on experience. That is why it's my wish that every backbencher will have an opportunity to rise through the ranks, through the middle bench, even to become the front bench and to lead. But they can only lead if we give them an opportunity to learn. But Mr. Speaker, they themselves must be ready to learn. And when we say they must be ready to learn, in particular for Ghana, two important things. Is the Member of Parliament familiar with the provisions of the 1992 Constitution? Yes, he must. If for nothing, from Article 106 to 124, every Member of Parliament must keep a memory of it. If he is the kind of member like the Honorable Abu Jinapo, then he can add the chapters on fundamental human rights and freedoms, because Parliament is the guardian of those rights and freedoms. You can add it to 106 so that you learn the section that deals with. Because in a country where there is rule of law, the most fundamental thing would be, so that's why this house at all times, when the right and freedom of any person is infringed upon, we must be worried and concerned, because that is the gravest threat to the practice of democracy. But Mr. Speaker, in discussing Backbenchers Day, I'm happy your clerks at table are here. This house, we must improve upon our own practice. I recall, Mr. Speaker, your good self, you were in the meeting. Even in Akusumbo, when we went through the long period from, I should pay respect to the Honorable Papo Owusu Kuma, Yilechre, and the rest, when they said that Parliament must change its standing orders. I recall, Mr. Speaker, in one of the meetings where you were, I contested, but I was defeated. Today, I'm on it. I kept telling them to declare a minority day in the standing orders of this house, and that day must be solely reserved as a minority day, because, Mr. Speaker, the best way to enrich democracy is to have the views of the other side, the opposite side of the aisle. I recall, in fact, Mr. Speaker, I had traveled with one of you to the L'Assemblée Nationale, the French National Assembly, and another assembly in Sri Lanka and India with the Honorable Osechi Mensah. And I even carried a book to this Parliamentary Review Committee. There was a book written by one of the authorities on rules and procedure. And I drew Parliament's attention that declare a minority day, a day the minority can move a motion. And Mr. Speaker, you recall, I came here with you after we left school. You remember the same year. You remember my popular Edumdumadum Bejai? It was a motion. Bejai, you were here with the Honorable Kandapa and co, with the Hackman and co. So Backbenchers Day, Mr. Speaker, we need to have a dedicated time for the political opposition. Constructive alternatives not just commentary. Not just commentary. Mr. Speaker, I've said it repeatedly. The day the Parliament of Ghana will sit right, the Ghanaian people will smile. Because a lot of the wrongs in this country is because Parliament sits and allows it. Why are we having problem with debt? Forgive me, Mr. Speaker. I heard President Nana Addo Dankwa in Brussels lamenting about excessive borrowing and what debt exchange has done to him. The darkest hour. How did the dark hour happen? Because the Parliament of Ghana failed to limit him and to remind him that yes, you have the powers, but don't borrow excessively. You may disagree. I know you are his special aide. I know that. I know you are his special aide. But Mr. Speaker, I wholeheartedly support that we give backbenchers an opportunity. Then finally, Mr. Speaker, my comment, which you personally have been concerned. When they bring reports to this chamber, how many backbenchers or even frontbenchers want to read the report? Please, when they bring reports, do we go through the report in order to understand what is in the report? So backbenchers must be ready to learn. And to learn is easy. Master the standing orders. And then sometimes, Mr. Speaker, leaders. When I see leaders in front shouting, that's not for leaders to do. If you are a good leader, you must have those who do that for you. I saw them a while talk about LGBTQ and the Honorable Habib. Interesting times in Ghana. You were in Ghana. Parliament passed the law. Nana Addo Dankwa was in breach of the Constitution. You didn't have the voice. He didn't read Article 106.78. Read it. He was in breach. If Parliament gives a bill to the President and he can assent or not assent, the Constitution provides what he should do. Did you do that? Then you allow it to lapse. Then today we are discussing the same matter. I heard the leader talk about there was no administrative error, but there was a constitutional error. The Constitution is elaborate. What do you do? It's not to say that President Akufo-Addo can't disagree with Parliament, but if he disagrees, convey it back to Parliament that I disagree with you and this is my reasoning. I will not do it because of this reason. We should pass it. Or I simply would have ended by saying, why didn't you pass it? But it to be passed. Thank you.
Yes, former Minister for Lands.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to this very important subject. Mr. Speaker, I must confess that when I first had the privilege of coming into this House in 2021, Mr. Speaker, I was also at a loss as to what constitutes a backbencher. Mr. Speaker, it appears that the framers of our standing orders, pursuant to Order 6, headed interpretation, have attempted to define what constitutes a backbencher. Mr. Speaker, the relevant provisions have been copiously quoted, and I do not intend to repeat. But, Mr. Speaker, it is clear that our Parliament equates a backbencher from the interpretation to term of office, to tenure of office. How many terms have you been in Parliament? Mr. Speaker, the Honourable Minister for Education and MP for Tamale South talks about alternative ways of formulating our standing orders. And I want to say, Mr. Speaker, that part of the problem I believe we have is the definition, the very definition of who constitutes a backbencher. Mr. Speaker, to that end, I will respectfully refer the House to the House of Commons, the Parliament of Great Britain, which is said to be the mother of all parliaments. Mr. Speaker, in 1945, when Prime Minister Winston Churchill lost to the opposition leader Clement Attlee, he had been in Parliament for several terms, but Prime Minister Winston Churchill, having been booted out of government, moves from the very first front bench to the back bench. He became a backbencher. Mr. Speaker, Theresa May, I believe even up till now, is still in the House of Commons. She's a former prime minister. She's a backbencher. Mr. Speaker, the leader of the opposition for a long time, Jeremy Corbyn, leader of Labour Party, was a frontbencher like the minority leader, former minority leader Haruna Idrisu, and many others. When he was no longer the leader of the opposition, Mr. Speaker, he became a backbencher. But Mr. Speaker, the problem we have here is that, so for example, the Honorable Haruna Idrisu was in Parliament in 2005. He became a minister in 2009, Minister for Communication. By this definition, at the time, he was a backbencher. So, Speaker, there are advantages for our system, and yes, he was. By this definition, he was a backbencher. Mr. Speaker, I see my big brother,
Can
the
you
Honorable
read
Minister.
the definition in
Mr.
Order
Speaker,
6?
let me read the definition.
Loud and clear.
Let me read it. No.
Because it's not only using the
Mr.
number
Speaker,
of terms you are in Parliament. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, let me read it. I'm saying that he came into Parliament in 2005. He came into Parliament in 2005. In 2009, he was a second termer. Mr. Speaker, if he was not a minister in 2009, by this definition, he will be a backbencher.
Yes, now you are talking, but that wasn't what you said initially.
Mr. Speaker, I'm saying that by this definition, if he wasn't a minister of communication in 2009, he will be a backbencher.
Yes, now you are correct, but initially you were wrong.
Mr. Speaker, I'm guided. But what is Mr. Speaker, what's the point I'm making? Mr. Speaker, the point I'm making is that the contribution from the Minister for Education about learning, what it would have meant, Mr. Speaker, what it would have meant if we were practicing the British system will be that a first-timer could be seated right here behind the pillar and seated by a former prime minister or seated by a former minister or a former ranking member. So there is something, in my view, respectfully, anomalous with the definition of backbencher, which is tied up solely to term of office.
No, that is why you are wrong.
Mr. Speaker,
look at the
Mr.
definition.
Speaker, if I can conclude, Mr. Speaker, if I
read the definition
Mr. Speaker,
carefully.
if I can conclude, which is tied up to term of office, to leadership, and to ministerial portfolio. No, but in Britain, in the House of Commons, Mr. Speaker, backbenching is tied up to either being a member of the shadow government or being a member of His Majesty's government. Mr. Speaker, the question about term of office only arises solely on account of who is the father of the house. Term of office doesn't come in when it comes to backbenching or frontbenching. Mr. Speaker, frontbenching and backbenching is tied up to either being a member of government or a member of the shadow government. Your role in government or your role in opposition. Mr. Speaker, that is why, for example, the 1922 committee, which is a backbenching committee, is arguably one of the most powerful committees in the Conservative Party in the House of Commons, which even in many cases is capable of toppling the Prime Minister. So the point is that, yes, the point is being made, give backbenchers opportunity and so on and so on. But my view, and I want to conclude on that, and I'm not here to question the standing orders, but perhaps we should take a cue from the Minister for Education in further interrogating the provisions of this standing order, that if we are actually going to be in a position where first-timers, let me put it that way, or second-timers, get the opportunity to contribute and represent fully in this House, we may have to look at the definition of backbencher again, and perhaps take inspiration from the Mother of all Parliament. But Mr. Speaker, once I have the opportunity, President Akufo-Addo, former President Akufo-Addo, never, Mr. Speaker, he never apologized and never said anything to the effect that the debt overhang was something he did as a president or his government did, which was what he sought to say, Mr. Speaker.
Were you there
this is
with
a house
them?
of records. This is a house of records.
Honorable,
so once
Honorable
it's been
former
said,
minister,
if I may give the opportunity
were you
to just
there with
clarify.
them?
Pardon?
The former minister for the current minister for education makes reference to him meeting the president outside and the conversation between them.
He said the president said something at a conference in Brussels. He said he made a point publicly in Brussels. What the former president said was that that was his darkest moment, but that it was absolutely necessary. And further said it is a reason why we are enjoying some relative stability in the macroeconomic sector of our country. That is what the former president said. What the Minister of Education said was totally misleading. Thank you very much, Speaker, for the opportunity.
Minister for Energy and Green Transition.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, whether Muhammad went to the mountain or the mountain went to Muhammad, at least there's some movement. And whether Jonah swallowed the whale or the whale swallowed Jonah, there's a swallow. Mr. Speaker, this is a very interesting topic, and I find it very, very intriguing. Indeed, listening to my colleagues, I'm very happy and proud to be a member of this parliament. It is true that in the British Parliament, tenure of office is not the major determining factor of whether you are a front bencher or a back bencher. But in the British Parliament, the opposition side mirrors the government side because it's a Westminster system. So in as much as the person is a minister, that person is a member of parliament. And that is why you see shadow minister, but here we don't use shadow minister. Can you imagine placing the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, as experienced as he is, in the backbench role in Ghana's parliament? And that is why every parliament is shaped by its culture, by its ethics, and by its practices. So if we determine that having somebody like the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, having spent all this number of years here, he should not, 21 years. If you were a lady, you should be getting ready to get married at 21. That's a real experience. So can you imagine putting the Honorable Haruna Idrisu in the category of backbench? It cannot work. And so I find wisdom in deciding that the tenure of office or your years of experience ought to determine where you sit. And even in this parliament, when we are doing sitting arrangements, your years of experience counts a lot. So I think that we shouldn't discount that at all. I can only relate to the Honorable Haruna Idrisu. When I entered here as a first time, a lot of people thought I stayed here for some time. And it's because people like Haruna Idrisu mentored us, and not just mentored us, they gave us the opportunity to speak. And for me, that is critical. On very critical matters, if it's for 4 people, they will pick 3 front benches and add a back bencher. And he will sit with you, walk you through, and show you how to speak. For me, that is more practical, that is more efficient, because if you allocate a day and say this day is for back benches, like Kabiru said, it connotes a certain mentality. So, Mr. Speaker, you may, as Speaker, want to guide us, but I would only appeal to leadership and to yourself that even as we debate the key issues, once in a while, you can identify a backbencher. And I recall Professor Michael Quay, anytime we spoke, myself and Adongo, he would invite us to his office and encourage us because he believed in in-depth knowledge analysis. And sometimes even when he's giving you 3 minutes, when he realized that you are churning out facts and quoting, he will give you extra 2 minutes and say that this is bonus for exhibiting knowledge and a sense of maturity. And so, Mr. Speaker, let me thank you for giving me this opportunity. We are still learning. This parliament has been around for a while. We'll continue to learn from people like you. I don't think that we need to change the current rendition of who is a backbencher. But I think that it is the approach and how we go about it that I think we should tinker with. On this note, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, leaders.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to also add my voice and comment on the statement made by the chairman of the backbenchers committee. Mr. Speaker, I think we are all saying the same thing, except that we are missing the UK system and the Ghana system. UK, they are running this opposition and government form of parliament. We in Ghana here, we have the majority and the minoritarian form of legislation. In essence, it means that in Ghana, you can be majority and it will not just be like one party that is majority. It could be a combination of parties to form majority, as what happened in last parliament, in the 8th parliament, where we, the MPP majority, we had 137. Our colleagues in the NDC had 137, but the independents elected to do business with us for us forming the majority party in the parliament. So trying to actually compare in terms of parliamentary system with regards to the Ghana system and the UK system will be very difficult to compare. And when many of them are making statements to the effect that many people enter the chamber as backbenchers, it's not everybody who entered parliament as a backbencher. I was fortunate. I didn't enter this chamber as a backbencher. I entered this parliament as a leader of this house. So people are fortunate and are lucky to be able to learn and then be able to have the opportunity to do so many things. But this parliament is, especially with the minority side, we are very unique. Like the Honorable Abu Jinapo, when he entered parliament, he entered as a minister. So if you look at our standing order in Order 6 on the interpretation, it made it clear, as a minister, he was not...
That may be applicable to you, but that is not applicable to a minister.
Mr. Speaker, if you read the interpretation...
You, the day of entry, you have been made a leader, but he entered before he's been appointed as a minister. So he didn't enter the way you entered.
Mr. Speaker, I am guided. And I think even you, JJ, you, energy minister, you entered as a backbencher. I didn't enter as a backbencher. So allow me to make, what's the difference? So allow me to make my point. I am your leader. Mr. Speaker, even though Dr. Kabiru tried mentioning many other names, you could see that some of our first-time MPs, especially in the minority side, hardly will you be able to identify their even first-timer or backbenchers when they are on their feet. The quality of their debates, the depth analysis that they have when they are... Mr. Speaker, at a point, the majority agree. At a point, the majority agree the quality of the minority. That is why the majority leader proposed that we shall allow 3 of them to speak and 1 of us will speak. Because he knew the quality we had on our side. He knew the quality that we had on our side. So Mr. Speaker, this statement made by the chairman of the backbenchers committee, but I want to call on him that he has every power under our standing order in 236. It has given him the power under order 236. And if he, Mr. Speaker, because it says that they must determine that's 2362, that the committee shall determine the business of the backbenchers for each meeting. So if he sits down with his committee members, they can determine what they want to do. They can propose the business for the backbenchers, the time and order in which the business shall be taken, and relate with the business committee. So I want to call on him that within the standing orders, he has some powers as to what he is seeking, even though this statement is very important. And then we have a lot of people here, the education minister, who is a former leader, just left. They can guide. They can be able to inspire. That is why when you see that those who are on our side, the first-timers, when they get up, I call them sharpshooters. Mr. Speaker, you see that one of our minority first-timers will make a statement or contribute to a debate. It will take close to 10 of the majority to make statement. That will be equivalent to that, Mr. Speaker. Because of the quality that we have, because of the nurturing that we have. Mr. Speaker, what we have been able to do and successfully done is that...
Honorable Habib, you have been in this house for some time, and then you are a leader, and you must be guided as such.
Mr. Speaker, I am guided, and I will depart from where I was going, except to add that the quality of the members of the minority caucus is very solid. And Mr. Speaker, the seniors, Honorable Kojo Opon Nkrumah, Abu and Co., they have members who are first time that they are nurturing, they are guiding, and they are showing them as to how to do and be able to debate. I don't think our colleagues on this side are doing that because there are too many. They don't even have time for their colleagues. But our side, we have the quality to be able to guide our colleagues.
Yes, Honorable Zanato.
Thank you. Yes, I'm rising on a point of order. I don't think that it is accurate. To be quite honest, I think the leader is misleading the House, because to say that on this side we are not mentoring is presumptuous and it's wrong. So kindly correct yourself. If you know of anyone who is not mentoring somebody else, feel free to say so, but don't generalize. I think it's wrong to do so.
Mr. Speaker, I think Honorable Zanato. Okay, Mr. Speaker, Honorable Zainab. Mr. Speaker.
You see, Honorable Habib, with all due respect, having regard to your position as front bench, some statement ought not to have been coming from you only for them to be taking point of order. That's why I am providing a guard to you. Leadership has a way of speaking on the floor of Parliament.
Mr. Speaker, I am guided. And in fact, I was speaking, Mr. Speaker, I'm guided. And I was speaking about the quality of my MPs. Mr. Speaker, I was speaking about, I know my side. I can't speak for the majority. So, Mr. Speaker, with these few words, I think this statement is very important. And I call on the chairman of the committee to do more so that he will be able to come out with programs, come out with workshops to be able to enhance the capacity of his members. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, before giving the floor to the Deputy Majority Leader, let me indicate that when I came to Parliament, I learned a lot from the front. And let me also state that sometimes we take things lightly. Other than that, certain things that we say on the floor of Parliament can be a subject matter of privileges. It can actually be a subject matter of privileges under our own standing orders. So please, let us all be guided. And then we need to speak with that guidance in mind. Yes, Deputy Majority Leader. Yes.
I'm very much aware my boss has spoken, so there wouldn't be the platform. But since it's just an engagement for members, I just pray that you permit me to make a very...
Well, I'm taking one from leadership each. So once he has spoken, you know the rules.
Yes, Speaker.
Yeah, so once you know the rules,
Speaker, you always indulge us.
I owe fidelity to the law. So
Speaker, to the extent that when the LGBTQ cannot be found.
Deputy Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to take the opportunity to congratulate. Actually, two statements were made, and the leadership did not get to comment on. We were talking about the last one, but there was actually a first statement that was made by Honorable Dr. Zanato Ajiman Rawlings, and other statement made by the chairman of the backbenchers. So I want to take the opportunity to thank them for both statements made. Mr. Speaker, I think all these things we are talking about, backbenchers and all that, these are all mostly British legacy, which we have copied and adapted and upgraded. Mr. Speaker, we can define what our own backbenchers should be, and that is what we have done. What I notice is that in our standing orders, what we have as a function, and this is, if you look at page 133, where the function of the Committee on Backbenchers is given, you realize that much is not actually there. Because we have not, apart from these functions we have here, with all the new committees we have put in standing orders, we haven't actually developed the manuals that goes with this committee to know exactly what a backbencher should actually be doing. So I think we should actually speed up on these manuals for backbenchers to be able to know what their functions are. And then, of course, the definitions we have provided here on who a backbencher is. But I think importantly, it's actually what the backbencher is actually supposed to do. They are actually supposed to also be learning from us, the leaders or those who have been here. So the things we do and say are things that are taken up by the backbenchers to develop to what they will eventually become. So as you have rightly directed, I think we should be very careful on the things that we say so that our backbenchers don't pick the wrong signals or the wrong things to do. On the second one, which is to do with the maritime security matter that the honourable member raised, I think that's a very, very important one. And it's quite alarming that we have this maritime crime going on, the piracy and all that. But actually, as a country, whether a standalone laws or the ones we have in some conventions, we have not even adopted them well. And our standalone ones cannot stand the test of time. And it is important that with the recommendations my honourable sister has given, for the Minister of Transport to quickly come with a bill to upgrade the old laws that we have that are not actually functioning or workable, so that we can upgrade these things. There is also a lot of technology out there which is being used in a fight of maritime crime in terms of maritime security. Because maritime security, Mr. Speaker, is not only the security aspect of it, but there's also an economic and defense risk. And therefore, it is important that we bring our laws up to speed, the technology to fight these things also up to speed, and of course, engage the communities which are usually within the fishing areas to be well educated and be aware what is going on around them so that we can actually defend our frontiers as we should do as a country. Mr. Speaker, with these few words, I would like to end here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, when I declined the request of the Deputy Whip, that was uproar. It is for a stated reason. That's why a chief will always speak last. There is a reason why leaders speak last. When there is a mistake from your bank, the leader can intervene and correct that particular mistake. So after giving the opportunity to the leader to speak, you don't open the floor for any other person behind him to also speak. That is why. So it's not proper that after giving the leader the opportunity to speak, then you go and then give the floor to a person behind him to also speak. So we as speakers are guided by some of those things. So it's not that you have a discretion to give and you are refusing to give that particular discretion. So, honourable members, those who do not know should take it from now that if you are even up and somebody from your front is up to speak, I can't ignore the person in front, that's the senior, to recognize you at the back. So all these things must guide us as members of Parliament. Honourable members, Statement time is ended. Yes, Deputy Majority Leader, any indication?
Mr. Speaker, we've been here for less than 5 hours, so we are in your hands. Thank you.
Well, less than 5 hours, you have to move a motion. Understanding Order 156.
Sorry, Mr. Speaker, I move that this House adjourn till tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Honorable Ahmed.
Speaker, motion is seconded. Except that the 189, we can see 32.
Honorable members, the motion has been moved and seconded, and the question is, as many as are in favor of the motion, say aye. Those against, say no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. The House is accordingly adjourned till Thursday, 23rd October 2025 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.